How's it going, guys? Today I'm bringing another quiz video. Today we're going to find out whether or not I would make a good NHL GM. So, as you can see, the actual title of the quiz there, can you manage an NHL team? Take our 60-second quiz, 25 questions. I think it's going to take longer than 60 seconds. Basically how this works, you're going to look at a trade, it's a one-for-one, and decide whether or not you'd make that trade. So Taylor Hall for Adam Larson, I'd assume, you'd go with Taylor Hall. And after reading the description, it looks like they went into a lot of detail here. So they used the trade analyzer fantasysp.com. It says that they're using like advanced stats, age and contract status to determine like what's the better trade. So hopefully they're accurate here. I'm assuming we should be able to guess this right every time. Maybe there's some close trades, but I guess we'll find out here. So here we go. We'll find out, I guess, if I am a good NHL GM. First trade, would you trade Matt Duchene for Alex Galchenyuk? So I'd want to keep Matt Duchene, which means would I trade Duchene for Galchenyuk? No, I'd rather keep Matt Duchene. Would you trade Jordan Eberle for Taylor Hall? Yes, Taylor Hall is definitely the better player than Jordan Eberle. Next question here, would you trade Connor McDavid for Sidney Crosby? That's a tough one, but I think it should be a pretty obvious answer. Obviously, you'd want McDavid, who's younger and probably already better, honestly. Would you trade Roman Josi for Panarin? Now, you see, Roman Josi's the kind of player Edmonton should have got back for Taylor Hall. Would I trade Josi for Panarin? On Josi's contract, too, $4 million, so honestly one of the best contracts in the league for a #1 D-man. I'm going to say no. I'd rather keep Josi, such a good defenseman, and on that contract, I think Panarin's about to get paid after this year. Would you trade Carey Price or PK Subban? Again, super situational. If I don't have a starting goaltender, I'm probably going to keep Carey Price. But if I need one, obviously I'd go for Price. Now, Subban's also very good. Contract's pretty high. Both of them probably have a bit too high contracts. So in this situation on Montreal, would I trade Price for Subban? I no longer have a starting goaltender, so I'm going to say no. I'd hold on to Carey Price. Actually, I don't know though. Price's contract is so bad right now. I think I might trade Carey Price for PK Subban. You get Subban back in Montreal. You're saving a few $1 million there. And then hope one of your young goalies comes up. I don't know. I think I'd honestly do that trade, as crazy as it sounds. Next one here, would you trade David Pastrnak for Leon Draisaitl? I think you guys already know the answer. Obviously, I'm making that trade. I'm a huge Draisaitl fan. Plus, he's a center, so gives him a bit more worth. Now, he is making like $2 million more than Pastrnak, but he's a center. Produces about the same. And I think just centers have a bit more value than the wing, but like that's actually very close in value. Would you trade Ryan O'Reilly for Mark Giordano? So again, I guess in like all these situations, you're supposed to be the team that's making the trade. I feel like if I'm Buffalo, I wouldn't do this trade simply because Giordano's older. Ryan O'Reilly is actually still pretty young. He's like 28 or something, where Giordano's 35. So, sorry, no. Would I trade Ryan O'Reilly for Mark Giordano? No, I'd keep O'Reilly. Would you trade Henrik Zetterberg for Goligoski? Goligoski's not worth me losing the captain in Zetterberg, but I'm Detroit at least. And Goligoski's actually kind of has a big contract for what he does. So if I'm the GM of the Red Wings, I'm definitely holding on to my captain, Henrik Zetterberg. I actually don't think a Red Wings captain has been traded since like 1980 something, so I'm not going to do it there for Goligoski. Next up here, we have question 9. Would you trade Anze Kopitar for Dion Phaneuf? That's the easiest one yet. Definitely not. Would you trade Alex Ovechkin for Jamie Benn? Damn, that's a tough one. All Ovi does is score. Jamie Benn's contract's a bit better, and he's younger. They're both like scorers that also are kind of power forwards.
Eventually.
Honestly, guys, I've been thinking about this one for a while now, and I don't think I'd pull the trigger on this. I think I would keep Ovechkin, arguably the greatest goal scorer of all time. I feel like, Ben's also a very good player. I just couldn't do it. I couldn't trade Ovi for Jamie Benn. Ovi's he's just too good. You're going to get a ton of goals. Ben doesn't give you as many goals. A little bit cheaper contract, a bit younger. I still think I would keep Ovechkin. You're probably supposed to trade him for Jamie Benn. I don't care. Would you trade Logan Couture for Mikael Granlund? I think I would. I think Granlund's really coming to his own. He's younger. He's really starting to produce for Minnesota. Couture's good as well, but I think Granlund is slightly better. Getting some tough ones now. Would you trade Scott Darling for Ryan Callahan? So, Darling was supposed to be a #1. He really isn't looking like one, though. And he's getting paid, was it $4 million? And he's, like, at best, he's a tandem goalie. Then you have Callahan, though, who's like a bottom 6 guy making 5.8. I believe Callahan only has 2 years left on his deal, where, yeah, Darling has 4 years, like, brand new deal. Looking at the description for the trade here, it doesn't say how many years Callahan has left on his deal, but I believe it's 2. I'm pretty sure it comes off around the same time Vasilevsky's cheap contract ends, which is in 2 years. In which case, I'd probably rather have Callahan for 2 years at 5.8 than Darling for 4 at 4. especially with how he's played. So I would trade Darling for Callahan. Next up here, would you trade Patrick Marleau for Dadonov? I think you do this simply because of Marlowe's age, 38 years old. Plus, he's making $6 million. Dadonov's, what, like 28, 27, only making 4, so I would do that one as well. Would you trade Sean Monahan for Nicholas Backstrom? Yes. Nicholas Backstrom, always one of the greatest goal scorers, and Backstrom's arguably like one of the best playmakers. I do that. I mean, Backstrom's a bit older, but you still do that trade. Next year's question number 15. Would you trade Jakub Voracek for Jordan Staal? Obviously, Jordan Staal is a very good two-way center, but Voracek produces so much more. The answers should be obvious. No, you hold on to Voracek. This question's even easier. Would you trade Zach Parise for Steven Stamkos? Yes, in a heartbeat. Parise's one of the worst contracts now, I guess, in the league. Not terrible, but he is overpaid at this point. And Stamkos was like, what, top 5 scoring this year? It's easily, you make that trade for Parise for Stamkos. 17, though, this is tough. Would you trade Erik Karlsson for John Tavares? So, I mean, Tavares is becoming a UFA. I'm not sure if that's calculated into this. I'm not positive. I'm pretty sure this quiz was made at the start of the season, so you're basically getting either 2 years of Karlsson before UFA or 1 year of Tavares, and they're both on insane contracts. Like, Tavares is making $5.5 million, and he should be making 10. Karlsson's making 6.5, should be making 10. But I think because Karlsson is arguably the best at his position, where Tavares, you know, there are a lot of other good centers, McDavid, Crosby, I would hold on to Karlsson here. I wouldn't trade him for Tavares. Would you trade Aaron Ekblad for Victor Hedman? Ekblad's good, but I don't think he's worth the $7.5 million he's making, where Hedman's an elite defenseman. I think he might even be like the Norris candidate this year, so I would make that trade. Ekblad for Hedman. Would you trade Sagan for Pacioretty? Definitely not. Sagan is on another level, in my opinion. That's an easy one. Would you trade Tyler Myers for James Neal? That's an interesting one for sure. Myers is solid, actually having a better year for him. Obviously, huge defenseman. Neal's solid. He's coming to UFA at the end of this year. He's older. Contracts, they're both, I think, a bit overpaid. I think I'd hold on to Tyler Myers, honestly. I think James Neal, a scoring winger, pretty one-dimensional. A lot easier to find than a defenseman like Myers. Next question here, do you trade Evgeny Malkin for Brent Burns? I wouldn't do this. I think Malkin is so underrated. I think he's a at least top 5 player in the league, arguably top 3. Like, you could say, honestly, McDavid, Crosby, and Malkin for the top 3. The only other, possibles would be like Kucherov, maybe Kane. I guess McKinnon if you're looking at this year only. So yeah, I would hold on to Evgeny Malkin. I think he's just unreal. Would you trade Seth Jones for Ghost? That's a tough one. Ghost scores more. I think Seth Jones is a more complete defenseman. So I'm going to say no. I think I'd rather keep Seth Jones than Ghost. Again, very tough call there. Chris Letang for Duncan Keith. That's another tough one. I don't know. Letang makes a bit more, but he's younger. Keith's getting up there in age. Man, I don't know. I think I would keep Letang here just because of Keith's age. So would you trade Chris Letang for Duncan Keith? I would not. Would you trade Paul Stastny for Rick Nash? Stastny's the center. Nash is the winger. I think they produce about the same. I would hold on to Stastny, I think. And then the final question here. Would you trade Austin Matthews for Patrick Laine? Leafs fans, Jets fans, they're going to hate this either way. But I think, obviously, you hold on to Austin Matthews. He scores just as much, if not more. Much better defensive game. He's the center. He's bigger. He's just the all-around package. Matthews is a beast. So no, you do not make that trade. So after answering all 25 questions, we now get to see our results. I'm very interested to see whether or not I would make a good NHL GM. And you're Steve Yzerman of GMs. I will take that. Yzerman's constructed a pretty sick team in Tampa Bay. You could argue he's like the best GM in the league right now. You would make a great GM. You have a strong sense of value of players, and you could use it to build a strong team. I like that result, like I was saying. You look at Tampa Bay, Kucherov for $4.7 million. They got Stamkos, they got Hedman, Vasilevsky's a Vezina probably winning goalie, making $3.5. So many good prospects. They just got McDonough and Miller in that trade. I'm happy with Yzerman. Red Wings legend, arguably best GM in the league. I will take that. So I guess I would make a good GM. I'm glad I didn't get like Chiarelli, Garth Snow, I don't know, somebody like that. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Honestly, I thought that was a lot of fun. Definitely try the quiz out for yourself, as there's really no right or wrong answers, or we don't know which trade was the right answer, which trade was the wrong answer. Very interested to see who you guys get for your GMs. If any of you get like Chiarelli or somebody funny, definitely let me know in the comments section. Other than that, guys, thank you for watching this video. If you did enjoy it, leave that thumbs up. If you're not subscribed yet, make sure to do that on the road to 100K. And I need your help in getting there. Other than that, thanks for watching, guys. Have a nice day. Goodbye.